Greetings, one and all, and welcome back to the Comic Book Roundtable here on Clobberin Times Comic Book Roundtable. So, really quick, before we get started today, I've got a couple of things I want to say before we bring on the panel and get everybody in here. Years ago, me and Mexican Iron Man were putting together a panel for something called the DC Fandom Event. And we were going to pick people to come in and be a part of this. And my first pick was Clobberin Times. I said, there's this guy named Clobberin Times. He's awesome. He knows his stuff. We got to have him on the panel when we do the DC Fandom Event. And Mike was like, okay, well, I want to bring in Paulie from Latino Slant. I was like, okay, there's another guy 24/7. He knows his stuff. We got to bring him in. We brought in 24/7. And Mike was like, there's a fat bastard out there named Fat Steven. We got to bring him in. And I said, okay. And we started to bring together this team that we were going to cover 11 hours of events on a live stream. So that means we were going to live stream for 11 hours. We did that, and it was crazy, and it was insane, and we had such a good time. Everybody had such a great time. We kicked butt. We took names. It was absolutely awesome. And after that, I got together with Clobby and Mike, and we talked about doing something permanently. And Mike was like, well, I can be there a couple of times, but I'm not going to be able to be there a lot. And I said, that's fine, dude. But me and Clobby started talking and started deciding who we were going to bring in. And Clobby was like, well, we got to have 24. He knows his stuff, let's bring in 24. And I said, okay. And I was like, Pat Steven, he's pretty funny. Let's bring in Pat Steven. And we brought in Pat Steven. And we started doing this show. Me and Clobby talked about the name. We went over the name. We were like, the lunch table. And I was like, that's it. The round table. We could call it the round table. Like we're sitting at lunch at a round table and we're all going over comics like we used to back in the day. It'll be fun. We can disagree. We can agree to disagree. We can talk about whatever. We don't have to worry about hurting anybody's fees or any BS like that. We can just go. And we did it. And for a long time, it was good. And then we had to stop doing it for a little bit. So we stopped doing it for a little bit. And when we came back, what had happened was Pat had been like, dude, I really missed the roundtable. And I was like, I know. I don't know if Widow ever come back or what we'll ever do. Well, Pat went to Clobby and said, dude, I wish you and Loki were still doing the roundtable. And he goes, I do too, bud. And he goes, you need to tell Loki that. Because Loki, I don't think Loki knows what it meant to you and what it meant to us. And Clobby reached out and was like, dude, why don't we kick this back off and do this again? And I said, well, are we going to do it the same day, same time? And he was like, well, I can't do it on Thursdays anymore. Let's do it Wednesdays. And I said, okay. And we offered people the chance to come back. We offered some new people some seats. And it is what it is. We kicked it back off. We had a great time. Right before we lost Clobby, I got a hit. I got a warning through YouTube. And YouTube was screwing with my account. And that last Wednesday, it would not let me set up a live stream. And I was so pissed off, and I lost my crap. And Clobby was like, this is absolute bullshit, dude. And I was like, I'm really sorry that this happened. And he was like, don't worry, man. If it's going to be okay next week, we'll come back next week. And that Sunday, he had his heart attack. And we all know what happened after that. We are going to call this show Clobberin Times Comic Book Roundtable. Because he came up with it with me and Mike. We were partners in it. We both went to each other and, okay, what about this guy? What about this guy? What about this? And we both agreed on everything. If one of us didn't agree on something, we didn't do it. That's just the way it worked. So I'm bringing my panel. I'm going to bring my panel back on. We're going to say hello to everybody. What's up, Wards, brother? Total respect for Clobby, a living legend. Absolutely. Let me bring my panel in here. We have got 24/7 Fusion Media. Good evening, my friend. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. How y'all doing? How are you, man?
We're doing good. We're doing good. And we're getting this thing set back up because that is exactly what Clobby would want us to do. Is to kick this back off and keep it going. Comic Book Roundtable for life, and now it's Clobberin Times Comic Book Roundtable. So
Yeah, I'm with that, man. So, I love my brother. I miss my brother, and yeah, he would want the show to go on. So that's exactly what we're doing here. Thank you for having me, though, brother.
hell
Love
yeah.
you, man.
Love you too, brother. We got classic comics. How are you doing, bro?
Doing well, man. Thanks for having me back on again. Good to be back. Hello to the chat. Hello, everybody. Wish, the circumstances were a little different, but I guess we'll just have to do the best we can.
That's right. Pat S., I like the new name. I love the new name. I love the new name. And the newest gentleman to join us here on Clobberin Times Comic Book Roundtable. Oh my God, I'm going to have to get used to saying that. Is the angriest wrench on the internet, Mark the Infinitely Tired.
Oh, that's all bullshit. Hey, Loki. And hello, chat, and hello, 24, and hello, Classic.
Hey, man.
If you were asking, where's Mark D with a C? Mark D with a C will be back. So he couldn't be here this week. He can be here every other week. Sometimes he might pop in at the end of the odd weeks where he's not here, but he couldn't be here this week. He said, dude, guys, do it. And that's what we're doing. So Mark D with a C will be back. He will be returning. And hopefully he can keep Clobby's seat warm for us when he's here. So
Amen.
We got some fun stuff to talk about, and I know 24/7 has been covering this. He's been all over this recently, and that is the new Superman, the new Superman outfit for DC's new new Superman movie. God help me, I'm trying to get the picture pulled up here that 24 posted. There we go. Okay. So let me share this. There is only one real Superman, and that's Christopher Reeve. Yes, I said it right, brother. I said it right. I said Reeve, not Reeves. Oh, look at this. Look at this suit. So one of the things that has come out is this is not the complete suit. The suit will be CGI'd over. What does that sound like, ladies and gentlemen? Who remembers that?
I do. Sounds just like Green Lantern.
Sounds just like Green Lantern. It sounds just like Green Lantern. And that worked out so well.
That suit just kills me. Everybody else that's donned that suit has had muscle mass to back it up without CGI. Why do we need CGI? Why don't we have somebody? Why didn't they go with Henry Cavill? So, Henry Cavill was, to me, if there was ever a replacement for Christopher Reeve, it would have been Henry Cavill. No ifs, ands, or buts.
And before we get too far along with this, let me just welcome Larry. The man's so nice. You got to say his name twice. Just wear a green suit then. That's what I think. Maddie's daddy. What's up, brother? It looks like his mommy didn't want him to catch cold. That's right. That's right. Or he took a dumpy in his diaper. Yeah, because you can see his shorts sagging. Wow. Puddle Jumper, what's up? Why do they CGI everything? I literally seen a pic of Samuel Jackson, Nick Fury with a gun that just a handle and dots for green screen. Yes. They have to CGI everything. There is no practical effects anymore. Not in Hollywood. Psychodorb 9, good evening, my friend. He says, because Henry Cavill has a spine. It's true.
Wouldn't argue that.
That is true. Day Bob, the rooster, Day Bob. He says, looks like his junk is small. Yeah, that's to keep from intimidating anybody else or any of the ladies running around in the movie. So they tucked. They nip tucked. Lord help me. Claude Saline is here. What is up, brother? Good evening. So many wonderful people. Chris Fisk is here. Hail, Chris Fisk. DJ Ronnie G, the DJ himself. Pat S, or It's Pat's. Psychodorf 9. What's up, brother? Good evening, my friend. Good evening. I know I saw Mary in here earlier.
She's out there.
Mary. I don't see her now, though. I don't know where she went. I'm looking for comments, but I don't see her now. Who knows? Maybe I lost her. Oh, no, there she is. Wow, Loki isn't wearing black. That's right, because I'm wearing the colors of the man, just for Clobby. I'm wearing the Superman colors. Did y'all ever get a chance to talk to Clobby about Christopher Reeve and how badass he thought Christopher Reeve was as Superman?
I've heard it before, but never talked to him personally about it.
Yeah.
He had such a high opinion of Christopher Reeve, and I mean, I Henry Cavill's good, but he's not that good. And those a lot of those movies were stinky. Man of Steel, stinky. There's some cool stuff in it. I love the soundtrack, but what they did to Jonathan Kent, I don't trust anybody at DC to make a competent Superman movie. What do you guys think?
No.
My confidence is diminishing with every new photo that comes out. The thing that worries me is, I mean, I'm willing to wait and see how the costume looks in the movie. But what worries me is how many characters they're stuffing into this movie, because this is starting to feel to me like it's not really even a Superman movie. It's more like a introduction to the James Gunn DCU movie, and they're just cramming everything in here. And that's the exact opposite of what this needs to be.
Yes, agreed. It needs to be about Superman. If it's a Superman movie, it needs to be about Superman.
Yeah, you got basically a miniature version of the Justice League showing up. You have this chick showing up from what the fuck's the name of that group?
The Authority.
The Authority. So look, you have the Authority. You have a chick from the Authority. They have a picture of Ultraman floating around. He helped capture Superman, which means he's from Earth 3. So I don't know why the fuck Ultraman is even in this movie.
Well, do we know that's Ultraman though?
Well, he has the Ultraman U on his chest.
Yeah, he's got like a U looking thing on his chest, but I mean, it might be. Maybe it is.
I don't know. That's what everything I've read keeps saying Ultraman. So I don't know what this guy is. Then you have Rick Flag Sr., which means that the Creature Commandos, I heard, is going to make a guest appearance. So you got the Creature Commandos, you got the Authority, you got fucking Guy Gardner, all these other people coming in, and this is supposed to be Superman's first outing out, having his own fucking solo movie with how many, superheroes are going to be in it right along with him. He's not even going to be the star in his own shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you look it up, when we saw Rick Flag Sr. running around on the set, that lets you know the Creature Commandos right around the corner. And I heard they might do a show, they might do a cameo.
Who else immediately thought "Pwah" when he said Ultraman? I did. I was like, Ultraman's in DC? No, Ultraman's not in DC, right?
Yeah,
no, it can't be. No,
yeah,
not that Ultraman. This Ultraman. So this Ultraman. The Japanese
right.
Ultraman. That's like
yeah.
The Japanese one, yeah. And that's another thing. Frank Grillo is playing Rick Flag Sr., so he's playing Rick Flag's father.
Right.
I mean, how much older than I mean, what's the actor's name that played Rick Flag? I forget. But I mean, he's what? He can't be more than 10 years older,
No, not even, right?
and he's playing that guy's father. It's like,
And
okay,
and then if you think about it, Rick Flag himself, he got killed off in what, Suicide Squad, which was what, how many years ago was that? About three?
probably about three. Yeah, three at
Well,
least. That was out in what, 2021, wasn't it?
right. 2020, 2021, yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, interesting, man. So, so basically he's gonna, and then there's no telling who else, because let me see, because I keep hearing that there might be some other people showing up too, and I'm like, man, this is so Superman right off the jump. He doesn't even, he's not starring in his own shit. Yeah, his name's on the title, but there's more people involved than him. I don't know what that makes this movie out to be. I mean, looks like. But then again, if you look at how James Gunn does movies, everything's always a team movie. He can't just make a one movie about one dude and have that one dude around, a certain cast of characters. Everybody has to be on that one person's level. And so basically we're getting a whole nother Suicide Squad.
Why?
You got your funny asshole and Guy Gardner. You have your smart guy and Mr. Terrific. You have, your Latina winged warrior and fucking Hawk Girl. Yeah, and then so it's like basically, we're getting, it feels like Captain Planet, dude. Wind, heart, earth, fire.
Go planet.
It's just, I don't know, man.
She looks good for Lois Lane. I can say that.
Man,
How's she gonna act? I saw a couple of pictures of her. She doesn't look bad. She looks kind of like the old animated Superman Lois Lane. Will she act like that, or is it gonna be something else?
They seem like the movie seems pretty well cast for the most part. I don't really have a lot of issues with that. It's just too many characters.
Man, I'm telling you, Michaela Hoover should have been Lois Lane, not this chick, man. And I've done side by side comparisons in my video of Rachel Brosnan and Michaela Hoover, and Michaela Hoover has her beat. That's the chick that they're gonna have playing Kat Jennings in Superman in this movie. And she's hotter.
Yeah, but it's not always about like, I don't know. I like the original Lois Lane from the first Superman motion picture.
Yeah,
I really liked
but
her.
she was the only chick, so of course she had to be the hottest chick. She was the only chick. The hottest chick should be Lois Lane. Lois Lane shouldn't be just a regular, whatever the fuck. And then there's other people in the movie that are hotter than her.
Well, I thought that Lana in Superman 3 was, she was, I don't know. I always liked her, especially when she came in and she played Martha in Smallville. I really liked her.
I agree. I mean, I don't know. Lois, I don't think Lois should be a beauty queen. I just don't. I mean, she should be decent looking, of course, but cute. But the competition with Wonder Woman in the animated show, and making her feel insecure. That's why she does what she does. I don't think if you put somebody that's really hot in that position, I don't think it plays off well.
Hmm.
And I'm with Loki. Diane Lane was hot.
Are we always going to go back to those movies with Christopher Reeve and compare everything to those movies? Do you think that ever is going to change? That's what I'm saying. I think it's always going to be that. And those movies were made decades ago. What is the problem? DC, Warner Brothers, what is the problem? Why can you not make good superhero films.
Because
That's all we ask.
Because you had a director and a writer that cared, that knew the lore. Simple as that. I mean, what more can you ask for today? Nobody tries. I mean, if you could ask, they might as well have AIs writing scripts now if they don't already have them.
Akimi Mara says Lois was supposed to be pretty, but there were many characters prettier than her. Her big thing was supposed to be her intellect, her brain. Yes. She's supposed to be pretty, but not quite as stunning as some others, in my opinion. I would agree with that. It's her tenacity, her wit, and her intelligence that set her apart.
Yeah, I think the thing is that Lois is supposed to have a certain amount of substance to her in terms of, her spirit and as you mentioned, like her intelligence and stuff like that. And maybe it's fair, maybe it's not, but if a woman gets past a certain point of being hot, you tend to just focus on that. And just see her as kind of a babe and not think of her in that way. And I think that's why, Lois doesn't need to be the hottest female in the world necessarily.
No, she just needs to be she just needs to be the hottest chick in this movie.
Daybob's like, Eva Green, she get naked. A naked Lois Lane, huh?
Or, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say she'd have to be the best. I mean, yes, she'd have to be one of the top, better looking women in the movie, considering it focuses on Superman, of course, because it's a Superman movie. But you got to also have an actress with top chops that was willing to take that part on, because Lois is not an easy part to take on, in my opinion. I mean, she's just as much as a tertiary character. I mean, or not tertiary, as a first character as Superman is. I mean, she's part of. She's not a supporting actor. She's not a supporting role. She is a main role, in my opinion, but not topping Superman, of course.
I think they screwed up with the series? What was that last series that was on the CW?
Smallville.
Oh, you talking about no, you talking about the one that's out right now. They have the last season. You talking about Superman and Lois.
Is it Superman and Lois?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like her. I thought she was wrong. She looked okay. She kind of looked the part, but she didn't act the part. And there was a lot of like, oh, I might go off with this guy I just met and do this, that, and the other, because my alternate universe self had a kid with him that now thinks I'm their mother. So maybe I should go off with this other guy. I'm like, no. No.
Yeah, that was one of the things I didn't like about the show. It was a little too much of a soap opera.
Mm-hmm.
But that's like every freaking superhero show now.
Yep.
Daybob says there will never be a better Superman than Chris. Yeah. Maddie's daddy says, Claude and I were once playing Trivial Pursuit. Claude's question was, name Superman's dog. Without missing a beat, he said, Margaret Kidder. Clobby gave him 2 points.
That's funny.
Wow. Wow. Ouch. Ouch. Superman 2 is a good movie. Still, I got the Donner cut on Blu-ray. So I have the I know I have the original cut. I don't know whether it's Blu-ray or DVD, but I do have the original cut, and I have the Donner cut on Blu-ray. So there's things I like about the Donner cut, and there's things I miss about the original cut. If we could get like a fusion of those two things, I love the bigger room and all the shenanigans with like the bear rug and all that in the original version. And I like the thing in Paris. I thought that was cool. I kind of miss that. But then there's so much good stuff in the Donner cut. So I don't know. Yeah. A fusion of the two would be nice. I want Jarrell though. I don't need Mama L talking to her boy. I want Jarrell. So that's a big thing that pumps the Donner cut up above the original, is he's actually talking to Jarrell. He actually gets to have a conversation with his father again instead of Mama.
Well, I thought he had a conversation. Well, to steal from Clobby, God bless him. In Man of Steel, did he not have a conversation with his father several times, or was that Batman versus Superman?
He did.
And
He
I
did.
and I'm having a brain fart. Who played Jarrell? I did like him playing Jarrell. He wasn't bad, even though he kind of was
Russell
kind of
Crowe.
wimpy. Yeah, Russell Crowe. Thank you, Loki. He was kind of wimpy before Kal-El came to Earth, but I liked it. I liked that part. I liked the way he played the part. Never be as good as Marlon Brando, but still.
It was just weird with the flying dinosaurs and I don't know. That first shot of Krypton in the motion picture with the ice and the crystals and the fact that they brought that over to Smallville and recreated all that and connected that in the movie, and that was so kick-ass. And then you see Krypton and it's just like a dust bowl.
Yeah.
With towers and flying dinosaurs. And I was just like, no, please no. Don't do this. And they did it. Russell Crowe didn't do that bad of a job. But man. And the penis ships. Does anybody remember those when they launch Zod and what's her name and his little crew up in the penis pods? What the hell was that? Zach, Bruddy, you cannot tell me that when you were rolling through the tape and watching that, you weren't like, oh, look, dildos.
No, I did not agree with that. That was, I mean, sending them to the Phantom Zone in the original Superman was way better than what they did in the new movies. Way, way better. Did I say neutral zone or did I say Phantom Zone? I hope I said Phantom Zone.
You said neutral zone is wrong, I think.
Oh, Phantom Zone. My apologies.
I don't know if you did or not. I just said if you said.
Okay. Oh, I know. Totally wrong one. But I mean, you're not going to beat the classics. There's no way to touch the classics. There never will be. Try as hard as you will. Nobody can. The acting, the writing, and the directing is not there. It's going to need a whole another DC's another IP that wouldn't be hurt by going away for 10 years and coming back.
Well, if they're really jumping into all this with like a JLA agenda and all that, I have one thing again to say to you. Why are you rushing this? Do you know what you did the last time? You know how you screwed up the last time? You went from one movie to the death of Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so very much.
They're trying to ride the lightning of Marvel. They're trying to catch it in a bottle, and it's not going to be possible. That's dead too. I mean, Disney killed Marvel, so I don't know what Warner Brothers thinks they can do with DC because it's not going to happen. I mean, in my opinion, it would take something great for it to happen.
24.
Man.
Release it 24. Do it.
No.
Blow that shit up.
Yeah, you know it. I think that this movie is going to be the only thing that could save this new Superman movie. Honestly, in my opinion, is the script. That's the only thing. Yeah, that's the picture. Look at that, man. That's the fucking hairpiece, dude. Listen, man. If that's the only thing I could save this movie from this point, man. The suit looks like shit. Clark Kent looks like shit.
Well, the suit they're going to CGI over. Don't you know? Special effects fixes everything. CGI fixes everything.
Dude, it's going to be even worse, man. It's especially when man, CGI and all that. It's not even as good as I don't know, man. Like you're gonna find flaws in this, man, and this is horrible, man. Looks like a tribble. It sure does, man. You know, it's funny. I seen Mr. H. He put up a comment. I thought it was so funny. He said, "Look at Clark Kent with his fuckboy hairdo." I thought that was hilarious, man. And again, if you take the
Backstreet
picture,
back tonight. Dun, 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 dun.
you know, if you take this picture and you put it next to you know, the Superman picture, Doc, you could tell it's not even the same grade of hair, man.
No. It's like he's wearing a wig.
Yeah, it's like it's dark in the front, it's light in the back. What the fuck is that?
Maddie's daddy says, unpopular opinion, I thought that Brandon Routh was pretty good as both
Yeah,
Superman and Clark Kent. He played Superman with a certain dignity. I
he
will
was.
agree to that, but I think he played a better Clark Kent than he did Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Clark Kent, totally believable. It's that I am Superman bit that I think kind of got lost somewhere.
And I hate to bring this in, when they did Crisis on CW, when he did Kingdom Come Superman, he played now that part excellent. He played it to a T.
Yes.
And if they did a Kingdom Come version of the JLA and or Superman, of course he would be the person I would pick to play it.
Chris Biss, Brandon rocked. The script is what betrayed him.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. That's true. If the script would have been better, and the fuck having this dude as Lex Luthor. The fuck. He's you know, people can't stand him now in Hollywood, but
Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey.
Well, you know that during all that, they saw a little kid with a lemon head run out into the mall and say, "Help! Help! I just escaped from Lex Luthor's basement."
Well, Gene Hackman is still alive. Just saying.
He's like what, 93?
Yeah, he's in his early 90s.
Like
Yeah.
He hated that last movie. He hated that last movie. The only reason why he did that last movie is because they threw a shitload of money at him.
What, Superman 3 or
no 4?
Or was it
he
4?
wasn't in 3.
I
He was
never
in
watched
1,
4.
2, and 4.
Never watched 4.
4 was horrible. I am Superman. I've got a little nail that I like back in the back when nobody's watching. And you're like, what? I've got fingernails. So I can scratch and cat claw at Superman. I am Nuclear Man.
You know, who was it? I think was it Tom King made Nuclear Man fucking canon in DC not too long ago?
Don't get me started on Tom King. This show will go another hour if we get started on Tom King.
Oh, God.
You know, and like I said, we're gonna get Tom King's version of DC, man. You know, all in the fucking movies and all that shit. That's exactly what we're gonna get. And after Paradise Lost, see, since Tom King is currently writing Wonder Woman, I could see right after Paradise Lost that they're gonna come off with. I could see them trying to bring in his version of Wonder Woman, since he's the guy writing it, and he's the guy fucking helping them with Green Lantern right now.
Please no. Please no. Please no.
So
Did they ever figure out who Trinity's dad was? Did they ever figure that out? Did they ever decide that? Because apparently the idea is that they both banged Wonder Woman so close together that they don't know who the dad is. No one knows who the father is. So nobody knows who Trinity's dad is. It's either Batman or it's Superman. Or it's both in some weird screwed up LGBTQ plus minus -5 timeline where they're like, oh no, they're both the father. Oh, God.
So what, you don't even think Steve Trevor's the dad?
Oh, that's a good one, 24.
She was conceived by midichlorians.
The power of one, the power of two, the power of many superheroes.
Okay, why don't they go move away from Lex Luthor and maybe give him Brainiac as a villain and bring Lex Luthor into the next one?
Well, I tell you what, in comic book that's coming out, I think it already came out. They got fucking the Brainiac Queen. So what the fuck is that?
What?
Look it up, Brainiac Queen. I bet you Loki will pull up a picture of her in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, it's a female Brainiac.
Yeah.
What Chris Fisk said is just solid gold. Queen Brainiac.
Brainiac Queen, yeah.
Yeah, they've done this event, and the villains are, what is it? It's a female Brainiac.
It's
the
it's
Batman who laughs, and freaking Amanda Waller.
Can they get away from Amanda Waller, for crying out loud?
No, they can't. No, that's their token black woman that they use.
That's gonna sell books. That's gonna move comics, making your event to revolve around Amanda Waller. Ay.
What is that? No way.
Like I say, it's like they want to fail. You know, it's.
We are Borg.
Chris Fisk is on fire.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Oh, why?
We need more Power Girl.
Yeah, okay, I'll agree with that one.
you know what happened to her recently? They changed her name to Paige.
What?
PG, Power Girl. Now they call her Paige. PAGE. They call her PAIGE. They call her Paige now. Look that shit up, man. It's fucking. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Oh man.
Yeah, look up Power Girl name change. You're gonna see all kind of shit.
I'm still getting over Queen Brainiac. What the hell?
Supergirl takes charge of the Superman family as the House of Brainiac saga heats up.
Well, of course she does.
You do know, okay, because I have the biker jacket. I've got the Smallville biker jacket. This is almost the Smallville biker jacket. This is almost exactly like the Smallville biker jacket that had that shield on it. The only thing that's different is the shoulders. But all of this, I still have my jacket. It did survive with me. But yeah, and mine's black. Clark's was like a reddish maroon on the show, but this is the Smallville biker jacket. Why is she in the Smallville biker jacket? Is it because she's in charge of the Superman family now?
Well, you know, they covered her the fuck up now, so it's like you don't see shit. All you see is a jacket.
So let me get this straight. Because Superman's a dude, he can't hit Queen Brainiac or Brainiac Queen or whatever the hell we're gonna call her, because she's a chick. So he has to have Supergirl lead the battle because chick on chick violence is okay, especially when they like each other a certain way. But it's not okay for Superman to save the day because it's a female villain. Is this what I'm getting?
Yeah. Now that you put it that way.
Wow.
Why does Queen Brainiac look like a Borg?
Yeah, exactly. She's a Borg. That's exactly what she is. They made her the Borg Queen.
Mm-hmm.
So, wham in power. What in the holy hell is that? What in the holy hell is that?
Which picture is that?
This is Power Girl.
Yeah, that's
What in the 9 hells of damnation is that?
I know what I want to say, but it'll probably get your show shut down, so I'll keep my mouth shut. Oh
no, they didn't.
Yep, they did.
Wow. The balls on these bastards. This is what she should look like in a way, but she's got man jaw right there. And she's got man jaw right there. What is up with the man jaw?
Because she's probably sporting a penis. But
That's Power Girl. Wow.
Paige. Yeah, that's Paige.
wow.
Yeah, motherfuckers got lazy. They were like, PG, Paige. Oh, I thought it'd be so fitting instead of calling her PG, we called her Paige. I was like, get the fuck out of here. You guys are for real? Like, yeah, that's exactly what it is, man.
I'm at a loss for words, and that does not normally happen. That does not normally happen. So I'm just I don't know what to do now.
That's
They
just
have
metahumans are metahuman power is female. Just like the Force is female. Yay.
what in the hell is that? This is DC's answer to Galactus. What in the holy hells are you smoking? That this is the answer. That is not nightmare fuel. That is not a combination of doomsday. I can't take anything they do seriously. I can't take anything they do seriously. I'm at a loss for words.
You know, the thing is, like Superman was doing good after issue 1000. You know, at least for the last about 3 years. You know, he was building up, and then all of a sudden, for some fucking reason, in the last 6 months to a year, we gotten all of this shit. Hey, and that new storyline for Free Comic Book Day, I got you a copy, my man. So don't worry about it. It'll be tucked away in your collection, Loke. The absolute power shit with the Brainiac Queen, yes, it is.
No,
I got you a copy.
No, I don't want a copy.
Oh, too late.
They're calling her Paige so that feminists won't be angry over the word girl. I'll bet you anything. Looks like shit. I agree. Laughing my epping ass off. Modern comics are leftist nightmare. Absolutely. Loki, even Stevie Wonder can see that looks bad. I will agree. We will allow that. Thank you, FKH. Film Watcher, New 52 is the tipping point. I stopped reading after New 52. I didn't want to read anymore. I lost all interest in DC Comics. You want to know something I am interested in that I've been reading the shit out of along with Conan? Is this, ladies and gentlemen. Void Rivals. Oh, yeah. Why? Because it is kicking ass, it is taking names, and they're doing the complete tie-in to Transformers through Void Rivals. I'm going to keep reading stuff like this. I'm going to keep reading Conan, the new Conan. I'm going to keep reading, what was it, Savage Sword? Savage Sword is back.
Yeah, I got you a Conan too, man.
Thank you.
Who has the rights to Savage Sword now? Does Marvel still have it, or does somebody else have it now?
No, it's it's somebody else.
It's not IDW. I don't think it's IDW. Is it?
He better as a Dark Horse.
No, I hope not.
He better.
No, it ain't IDW. I think it's I forgot who the fuck. Matter of fact, hold on. You take me a minute, man, to get up.
I'm doing it. Because I just bought a whole bunch of.
Back in the day,
a bunch of these.
When Savage Sword was in the magazine form, was it Savage Sword that was magazine format? I think it was. I used to get those back when I was like 12 or 13 years old. That and Erie. I miss those days. That's what
Why doesn't it show the... Oh my God, are you serious? Titan.
Ah, okay. Well, good. It's not in Marvel's hands anymore, at least.
Yeah, idiot dipshit writing. Thank you. That's all they got at IDW. God help me. Is idiot dipshit writing.
They're going to be losing the Star Trek license later this year.
They've lost a lot. They have lost a lot.
Yeah, they lost Hasbro. Yeah. They lost most of Hasbro. They're still doing G.I. Joe past issue 300. And because they got Larry Hama still fucking writing G.I. Joe over there at IDW. But before long, you're going to have, Image and Skybound doing G.I. Joe now, too. Hey, did you see what they did to Scarlet?
Oh, God. What did they do to Scarlet?
Oh, man. What didn't they do? They just dropped Scarlet issue #1 and they just dropped Destro #1. Scarlet's she's gay now, dude.
Go figure. Nothing surprises me anymore.
Yeah, but I mean, fuck.
Now wait a minute. Is this the one that what company is doing this?
Skybound with Duke and Transformers and Energon and all this shit. Void Rivals. Scarlet is, yeah, man. She's doing chicks now in the fucking comic book, man. So
well, they got Baroness as a Joe now. So
what?
Yeah, Baroness is a Joe.
Wow. So Scarlet Baroness and Lady J are going to get it on?
Apparently. Lady J, I could see. Scarlet and Baroness, I don't know about that. Yeah, and they cut Snake Eyes too.
They take his mask off and let him talk?
And turned him Japanese.
Wow.
I think I'm turning Japanese. I really think so. And Snake Eyes is like skipping through a flower field. I think I'm turning Japanese. I really think so. Even though he was a blonde white dude that washed up on the shores of Japan, that trained to be a ninja under a ninja master, and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they screwed all that up. Oh, well, they whitewashed him. No, they didn't. That was the story, was that he was an American GI that washed up on shore and was trained to be a ninja.
Yep.
Come on now.
That's even his dossier on the back of the card when you bought the action figure, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. But you can't practice ninjutsu and be a white man now, because that's cultural appropriation, and that's bad. So. Give me the 70s and the 80s, yes.
Amen.
90s too. 90s weren't that bad.
Yeah,
I'll take the 90s. 90s X-Men.
Yeah, up to a certain point. After 2005 is that's when it started going downhill.
There was North Star in the 1980s. They can't be happy with the way anything was. So they have to change it so they can act like it never was that in the first place.
Well, the thing with North Star is he was written the way he was written. It was written right, and they didn't make it a big deal. I mean, why do you want to make every character's sexuality a big deal? That it's about the story. I mean, it's not that driven by who's banging who or who's gay and who's not. It's all about the story. There are gay characters in comics. It's just that's what was so good about North Star. Making Iceman gay, on the other hand, was kind of strange considering the relationships he had in the middle of most of the X-Men stories and X-Factor stories. But You know, who knows?
Well, anybody. Okay, you're cruising along. You're doing your own thing. You're having fun. You're going out on dates with girls, and then suddenly someone tells you, you're this, and you go, oh my god, I guess I am.
Yep. That's exactly
Wow.
what happened to Iceman. That's what happened to Bobby Drake.
He didn't have some self-discovery. He wasn't like, you know what, maybe I just don't like chicks. No, he was told you're this. And you know what? He's like, oh wow, I am this.
Mm-hmm.
It's like boom, you just change like that.
And he was a playboy, kind of. Well, on the same instances Angel was. I mean, he was hitting on every chick left and right, and doing his own little thing in the background, but didn't have the money that Warren did. But he was still a ladies' man. And what happens? One issue later, he's gay.
And now him and Hercules are smashing each other. The fuck?
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm very serious. I did a video on that. You see them both on the thumbnail.
Did they reform the champions of LA 24?
I don't know about that, but I know he's getting smashed up by Hercules. That's all I know.
Can I just ask this? Can I just ask one thing, please? How do you feel about having sloppy seconds?
I don't.
The Hercules?
No. No, you wouldn't, would you?
No.
Don't want it. Why do you think these people that are in this position want your sloppy superhero seconds? We heard it from, we mentioned the DC fandom event. We heard it from their own mouths on the DC fandom event. Why are you changing this character and this character instead of creating new characters? Because we do not have the time to shift the public's attention to these new characters away from the old characters. They simply won't care about the new characters that are whatever we're saying they are. They'll just focus on the original characters. So we have to change the original characters. We have to change their attitudes. We have to change their sexuality. We have to change their life choices. We have to change all this stuff because no one's paying attention to the new shit we're coming out with. All they care about is this old stuff. So we essentially have to change those characters. They admitted it. They know exactly what they're doing, and they know why they're doing it. You are getting sloppy seconds. You can be like, no, Loki, no, we're not, blah, 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 blah. Yes, you are. When they take an established character and they turn them like that, and then they present them to you, they're baiting you to buy their product by saying, look at what we did. Pixie dust. No, you didn't do anything. You took an established character and completely 180'd them and changed them and now are offering them up like some kind of social sacrifice. Look how great we are. We changed them. You didn't make anything new. You didn't create anything. You just took something, recycled it, put another label on it, and put it out there for them to consume. That's it. If you buy into any of that bullshit, I guess you like sloppy seconds.
I like sloppy firsts.
Blow that shit up.
Blow it up.
Blow it up.
It's just
Puddle
fucking
jumper.
sad.
Jean Grey forced Bobby. Grooming if I ever heard of it. Right there.
Well, I mean, that Chris was the one that, if you scroll back up a little bit, he's talking to agreeing with Chris, what Chris said. I don't consider alternate timelines part of the stable Marvel timeline. I mean, if Jean Grey came from an alternate timeline and Bobby did too, then they should have gone back to their timeline. Simple as that.
See, right there, I just unlocked this for you. I put this in your mind. I manipulated you and changed things about you. Oh, but if he was always that, no, he wasn't. Not one sign. Not one. Did he ever be like, hey, buddy, hubba, hubba? No. He was like, ladies, Yeah, it's the Iceman. Iceman coming. He wasn't like, hey, bros, let's get in the shower. Whee! No, he wasn't running into the Wolverine. He wasn't running into the dressing room, popping Wolverine with towel, going, oh, I better get in the shower. Hurry. No.
No, that was Morph. Oh, goodness. That's something we won't
Wolverine, pull back.
You just know that Wolverine from the 80s, when he turned around, popped his claws, and went berserker rage, and just basically, if that would have happened. Simple as that. I mean, you were waiting for it to happen to Kitty Pryde or Rachel any day when they came bouncing down the stairs at breakfast, and he was hungover from the night before, and he just got pissed off and popped his claws and killed both of them. So, I mean,
Yeah, don't pull Morse's finger. God help you. Just don't.
You don't know where it's been.
Steve, you taking off? Or is Pat taking off?
I think Pat was leaving. Yeah.
Pat, if you're leaving, brother, thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out, everybody. Thank you on our first inaugural Clobberin Times comic book roundtable. After coming back, thank you guys so much.
Oh, it is Steve leaving. I'm sorry, I thought it was Pat. My bad.
Steve, take it easy, brother. We love you.
Yeah.
Take care, bro. We're gonna get out of here. So, guys, tell us what you got coming up. We'll start off with 24 and go around the table. I don't think DC can get any worse. So, 24, what do you got coming up?
And just working on videos, man. I'm, hopefully in the next couple of weeks I can start going live again on the channel. But for now, I think it's good that I just, focus on videos, man, and just keep things going with that. Other than that, man, I'm just happy to be here. Happy that we're doing Clobberin Times comic book roundtable, and just thankful for everybody, being here and supporting us all through all this, man. We love you guys, and thank y'all for having me.
Well, thank you for being here, bud. Mark.
Coming up tomorrow at 12 p.m. Central, I will be live streaming something. I've been doing video games, probably be a board game, because I'm not sure if Arwen is available tomorrow to play Fortnite. I was going to play with her, but our game with play Fortnite with her. But if I don't, I will be picking back up with Talisman Origins again.
All right.
And then the rest of the week, 12 p.m. every day, all the way through Friday. I'm taking the weekends off.
Can't believe I yawned on my own show. Son of a beach. Classic. What do you got going on, bro?
Okay. Well, about 10 days ago, I did an AI trailer for Thundar. Like a teaser trailer. And it's done pretty well. It's at about 36,000 views.
Nice.
So, yeah, thank you. And so I'm going to do a full-length trailer, which I hope to have out by the end of this week.
Nice. Looking forward to that one.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I'm loving those AI trailers, man. All right. Well, let's see what we got here. We've got Thirsty Thursday coming up tomorrow. Guess what? I have no idea what the hell we're going to do. That's so horrible for me to say. I don't know if we'll be back with the Dag or not. I haven't heard from him yet, so I can't tell you. I know we've got House of the Dragon coming up Friday. I'm absolutely 100% excited about that. Can't wait to talk about that. And we're going to do the Late Show Friday night. So, guys, for all the clobberinos out there, take care. Be excellent to each other. Always speak friend honor. And we will see you on the next Clobberin Times comic. I'm going to have to get used to saying that. Comic book roundtable. Hopefully next week we'll have an intro. Take care, everybody. Have a good one.
Peace.
Later, gang.
Good night, folks.
God help me.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.